in seeing
Jermaine
off Portugal's Jose de Sousa. It will be Wattimena or Smith taking the title on the opening day of the Winter Series. And for the first time,
Jermaine's
I've got a co-commentator alongside me, Paul Nicholson. Has what you've seen this afternoon quenched your thirst for darts?
100.
I mean, if you think about some of the performances we've seen today, Murph, this has just been incredible. We've had that huge average from
60.
Dimitri Vandenberg earlier against Gurney. We've had that 112 from Wattimena in the semi.
140.
Performances from Michael Smith today, particularly when he played Joe Cullen earlier, where Joe averaged over 108. It wasn't good enough to beat Bully Boy.
180.
Could be in for something here, I'll tell you that.
97. 91.
Well, apologies, a slight technical issue there means that you
84.
may not have been treated to the assets ace analysis. Well, we'll save him for the next leg because Michael Smith is looking at the big fish. In fact, call this in, Paul.
Bingo! What a way to start. This is always going to be a good game. And Michael Smith has just punctuated that first leg with perfection. Absolutely sublime. And he's going to need stuff like that, Murph, to get over J-Dub. That is for certain because he has been on fire today.
He's Paul Nicholson. Welcome to the Winter Series. Yeah, it has been an interesting day. Paul was trying to just say the standard that we've seen today. There have been some massive performances.
100.
Not least one from Michael Smith in a victory over Joe Cullen, defying 108 average
42.
from the rock start. This one will rattle on at a fast pace, but what a start. Fireworks in the final already.
97.
I think this is a really important game for both players for very different reasons. Obviously, Jermaine Wattimena has not won a PDC title yet, and he desperately craves to win this final in his third final. And Michael Smith just wants to get that win. Any sort of win
100.
could open the door to future success in 2020. Thoughts on that?
85.
Yeah, what a time. What a time to find your form and find your feet. Michael Smith will be wanting to put an end to a horror run, really, of final defeats on the trot as he looks up top and pins it with aplomb.
Hitting him hard early. And this is exactly what Brendan Dolan was not able to do in that semi-final, where Jermaine Wattimena was just too good. And Smith has come out of the traps and he survived in his semi-final. But I have to say one really important thing is that in the last leg of that semi-final, he was on 239 and de Sousa was on something very small. Michael Smith decided to go for the 180 after getting 2 treble 20s instead of switching on the last dart
57.
to potentially leave 100 or 62. Very intelligent from Michael, because he left 59,
95.
and that single to double combination gave him 2 shots for the match, not 1. Just goes to show how intelligent he is, not just throwing the darts,
96.
but what to leave.
Yeah, very dart smart, Michael Smith, and even more impressive, the speed in which he does it. Because he doesn't knock himself out of his stride ever to think of combinations and routes. I have to say, Jermaine Wattimena, it's quite surprising that
60.
stunning performance came in a match against Brendan Dolan where he probably should have been knocked out of his stride and out of his speed.
96.
But the winning legs for Jermaine Wattimena in his semi-final, 12, 12, 12, 12, 11, 13, 15.
It's not too shabby.
100.
Neither is that. It's the timing of some of these 180s from Michael Smith, but it wasn't timed well enough. Wattimena with a 96, making it look simple.
Yeah, he just carries on, he just plods on. Jermaine Wattimena has found himself 96. In a couple of finals before. Failed to get past Michael van Gerwen last February. And
100.
Then Brendan Dolan, who he's just got a little bit of revenge against. And how? Beat him last August in Germany.
96.
Yeah, 3 ton plus averages today for Jermaine. A 102 against Humphreys. That was 11 legs. There's a max from Jermaine. A 104.5 against Van der Voort in the quarters. Then he gets better in the semi with that 112.2.
101.
One of the best in the averages today. Well, he's only been bettered by Peter Wright and
100.
Jeff Smith, who has lost to Stephen Bunting in the first round 4 times out of the last 6 events. And today averaged over 102 and change.
58.
And will probably end the day as the best average player and didn't even win a game.
Treble 20. Double 18 again.
103.
Can't find it this time. Well, Michael Smith's already produced the 170 checkout. Can he add 150?
No, he can't. And Jermaine's got a decision.
64.
Split or go? Split. Double 4. And we're not level.
14.
That's a big miss. He offers Smith the chance to regain that 2-leg gap.
Bullseye it is.
44.
Not on this occasion. Last chance.
Game shot.
And he takes the chance.
Just goes to show, in this game and in most games, it's not just about the 170s, it's about the double ones as well. They've both been important so far.
96.
Yeah, too true. And in that semi-final, you were talking about the 180 that Michael Smith hit near the end. There were 2 180s that he hit in that match against D'Souza that were the most casual
97.
maximums that anybody is ever likely to see. But actually, witnessing that
120.
as Wattimena just suffers a bit of misfortune with the old Robin Hood, witnessing that seemed to put D'Souza off a little bit. It seemed to affect him because he went on to miss
180.
darts at double immediately afterwards.
Yeah, very true. They say that hitting the maximum on approach is to try and put off your
40.
opponent when there are fans involved. Well, there's no fans here, but it still works.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting to see which players eagerly watch their opponent's darts and which turn their
121.
back and don't pay any attention.
Jermaine's a watcher. He watches everything his opponent does.
137.
Well, the 180 in this leg for Michael Smith, his 21st of the day, have set up this chance.
Game shot.
And it's a chance he takes. Deadly on double top.
He's looking good. There's not a lot of head shaking going on here, Murph. And when he's starting games well, it's very bad news for his opponents. Earlier on today, he started with 103.5 average against Callan Ridds. I bet that was fast. But I think the most important game today
100.
for Michael Smith was his second round match against Boris Krutschmann. Now, he only averaged 91.7, his second worst of his campaign for Tuesday.
60.
But he's lost to Krutschmann a lot lately, and I think to snap that little streak has given him a bit of extra confidence.
96.
Well, it's another streak that he's looking to snap. In this evening's decider, that final defeat at the World Cup at the weekend was his
57.
10th successive defeat in a final. Defeat here would see him lose 10
98.
consecutive individual finals, of course. He's also looking for his 10th ranking title.
So what you're saying is he's going to win this title on double
40.
10.
Well, it would be very apt. It is a good friend of Smith's.
99.
Maximum here, surely. That's what he's been doing all day. Not to be. He'd love a 150 leave, though.
96.
And Jermaine has a bit of breathing space.
Yeah, Smith would have loved the 180, but Wattimena looking at the 108.
88.
Can't find it, but as you said, that breathing space comes into play. We don't get much breathing space with this pair on the hockey, do we, Paul?
84.
Now, let me just give you the ability to inhale and exhale as Jermaine goes for double 5 and
Game
takes
shot.
it to level up after 6. It's a good game. Now, the averages aren't as high as previous games today, but I assure you that is not detracting from the spectacle that we have in front of us.
100.
It's going to be a fabulous winter series here in Coventry at the Ricoh Arena. It's a great place to play darts. Lots of space, nice large rooms. Players like that.
86.
Yeah, don't forget to stay tuned from 2 p.m. every day
97.
through until Saturday. We will have another tournament. It very much is the case at this time of year. This year more than ever, Paul, that it's
100.
another day, another darts tournament.
Yeah, just a bit. Lots on the line. And as we go through the week, things will just
84.
ramp up when it comes to the race for the Players' Championship finals, the Worlds, possible Grand Slam spots, and of course, most importantly for a lot of dart players,
100.
saving their tour card by the end of this week. The players under no pressure in that
140.
respect, in my opinion, are going to be the most dangerous. Things starting to go a little bit awry for Michael Smith here.
125.
But that's a really, really good rescue job. Another single for tops.
60.
We'll ask you about that after this leg. Michael Smith is not a bad double 15 merchant if he can find this treble 20. He'll settle for a dart at the bull.
Game shot.
And he's bedded the bull and just rescued this because it did look like it was starting to slip away from Smith. But Paul, just give your assessment on this new trend really that going for tops with 3 darts in hand at 80, because we saw Michael van Gerwen come a cropper at the weekend with that as well.
I don't like it. Simple as that.
57.
It's something that Gary Anderson has done for quite a few seasons. Richard North does it a lot. I don't see the value in going for 2 tops, because if you go north of it,
74.
well, what are you doing? You're costing yourself a dart. Well, with Jermaine, I think he was trying to guarantee his shot at tops by going 2 singles.
100.
This game has just gone up another notch with maximum type shots everywhere.
Yeah, if you go north of it,
81.
you may not get the opportunity, and if you go south of it, then you're going to block yourself anyway. It seems a bizarre ploy to me.
Yeah, I think Jermaine was trying to go 2 big 20s for 1 shot at tops instead of going for the treble and possibly pulling into the small 5, where he'd have to go 25 bull.
41.
I see logic in that, but I don't see logic in going for the 2 skinny bits at the top.
$92.
What kind of pressure is going to be applied on the 72 left for Smith, who has
60.
a tremendous opportunity to get to 5-3 up in this race to 8, the longest game of the day.
Another back up top,
Game
and he has
shot.
been absolutely sublime in that department in this final, Michael Smith.
Michael Smith is defending quite a chunk of
100.
change at the end of this year / start of next year. How important is it for Smith to get a win for his confidence
98.
leading into the biggest ranking defence that he's ever faced?
137.
What kind of a threat will he become getting rid of this win drought? I think it will be huge for him. It will make him a threat for the rest of the week
59.
and potentially in the majors that are to come in 2020.
Yeah, well, he won 3 titles
58.
in the year building up to that World Championship final appearance. Hasn't won one since that year.
Could become possibly
134.
the 3rd series winner of the year. Obviously, Peter Wright won the Summer Series Order of Merit and Gerwin Price won the Autumn one.
100.
What Price Smith getting the Winter Series win? No bonus for that, but he just wants to win this title right here, and he's looking to pressure that 106 and does so very, very well.
140.
Gets a dart.
Game
and
shot.
takes the chance. And in this match, both players already on a couple of occasions have rescued a leg just when it looked like the other player might start to disappear into the distance. They've hauled them back in.
I know that Wattimena's only averaging 93 and Smith at 97, but
96.
can you just pass me the oxygen, please? Because this is blistering. I can barely keep up with it. It's brilliant.
It's like
97.
commentating on some kind of horse racing or motor racing rather than darts. High speed and high quality.
96.
This is a great advertisement for the game of darts around the world. Fast, furious, and talented
34.
younger players. We've had a lot of really good fast games today. Jermaine Wattimena was involved in a fast one with Van der Voort in the
87.
quarters. Came out on top in that one.
100.
But he's up against it with Smith on approach here. Has to be crafty. He's got to be very crafty now.
48.
And maybe Wattamena's on the cusp of getting level.
Or can he hit back? Smith having hit
98.
the 170 in the very first leg of this final. Wattimena can't repeat the trick, but he has left it handy and
83.
does have a break in his sights.
Is this the most important exchange of the match so far as Wattimena goes for double 16?
56.
That is a chance for a level game after 10. If Smith can take this and get the 6-4, he will firmly become favourite again.
Oh, did you see the grimace, Paul?
I did. Can he see the bullseye? Look at that. Oh,
57.
that dart was in the way. And Wattimena has bust.
Oh.
Oh my word, what have we just seen?
Well, the passion of Smith. But it's Wattimena who will be feeling angry now, having bust his chance. But Smith has fluffed his
No
chance as well.
I'm almost amazed he didn't go for 14 double 10. And no, he's done it again.
Goal.
What on earth has happened to Jermaine Wattamena's compass?
Well, this is quite remarkable. Now, does Michael Smith opt for a different route? It's a smart thing to do. Teeing up his favourite double, and that's a great guide, and it's
Game
used
shot.
to great effect.
Sometimes commentating on darts is easy, and it has been easy up until that 10th leg. But you sometimes have to know the player a little
45.
bit to know where they're going to go. And I was amazed he didn't go 14 double 10 to start with. It turned out to be the right plan when he was given the second bite of the cherry. But to bust 16 twice, wow.
In 2 different ways as well. You won't see that often, and not in a game of this importance. But maybe
40.
that's why it happened.
I was just saying before that, wasn't I? When they were both on 2 darters, have we seen the most pivotal point of the match? It was about to happen. I didn't know that. I'm sure you at home didn't know that either. But we've just seen the turning point, in my opinion, and Smith is a huge favourite now
137.
because there will be seeds of doubt in the mind of Jermaine.
2 legs ahead, 2 legs away.
56.
Finally, stopping that rot, ending that run of
97.
losing finals, that title drought that stretched more than 2 years for Michael Smith. For a player of his standard, of his ranking, it's not good enough, is it?
93.
No, it's not. But I have to say on the flip side, Chris, if Wattimena can come through this final after
100.
what's just happened, what does that say about his mental strength right now?
Well, he has a chance to close the gap here.
139.
But he will be under some pressure. 17 for double top.
62.
Smith's pressurising on approach today has been the one biggest thing about his game. Another single, and he's been good up here. Oh, this time it
52.
just comes up shy.
Game shot.
Wattimena does reduce the arrears to a single leg. I tell you what else Michael Smith has done here. He's calmed this down a little bit. It's not as frantic now. He's slowed it down a little bit. He's just trying to keep his composure and not get kind of caught up
135.
in the hurricane that is a darts match against Jermaine Wattimena.
I've been very impressed with Michael Smith's rhythm today. I think it has been a
57.
little bit slower no matter who he's played. I think it's been a click slower, and it suits him.
And it's the approach as well. If you watch the difference in approach,
96.
Wattimena's there, ready to whistle one past Michael Smith's ear. Smith is just taking that extra
99.
second to compose himself, make sure his opponent's out of the way before he throws. I think it's very sensible.
Well, it's experience, isn't it, from Smith? Because you can't forget that it's
140.
been 9.5 years since he won his first PDC title,
60.
March of 2011. A UK Open qualifier where he beat Dave Chisnell in the final was almost a decade ago.
58.
It was only a couple of years later, of course, that he had that famous win against Phil Taylor at the Alexandra Palace.
81.
He didn't have a beard back then. This time he goes for 72 once more. This
32.
time he overcorrects.
Yeah, well, Tops has just started to elude him a little bit. Now it's Wattimena's turn to pile on the
140.
pressure.
Oh, this is a big moment. I know that Wayne Mardle likes to say big moments coming in here, but this is a big moment. You can probably sense it in my voice. Can Smith take Tops? Huge.
Game shot.
7-5 Smith, and it was Tops to the rescue in the semi when he had that 59 left against De Souza. He got the single.
140.
He missed the Tops just over the top, and he hit the bottom left corner. It only just went in. Does he have one more leg in him? And plenty of opportunities to get it.
100.
Again, very impressive. Showing his experience, just taking an extra moment before the start of
98.
this leg. It's not up there with the standard that we've seen from either of these players throughout the day,
55.
but it's still a brilliant battle.
The problem with averaging 112, or even better than that, in the semi-final is that
96.
you know you're probably not going to play like that in the final. You're going to have to play a different type of match. And unfortunately for Jermaine, he's not been able to find anything close to that 112.
Well, because it's been so pleasing on the eye, because of the pace, it doesn't look like a match where the players are averaging around the 90 mark. It looks so much better than that.
Yeah, absolutely right.
100.
Well, to make it 7-6, Jermaine Wattimena is still in this final. And that was close to double 11, wasn't it? But even if he'd have hit the double 11, it wouldn't have busted 28.
I think he actually wanted to hit the double 11 as he pulled his dart out of the board there. He had a good look at it. But this is a leg for Michael Smith. This is where he'll want to get the job done.
Correct.
100.
Of all of those finals that he's lost, he has had chances to win some of those finals. Just look back at the Masters at the start of this year. Oh, how the world was different then. But Smith had 3 clean darts at Tops and wasn't able to get it done. That's the position that these players hope for when they wake up in the morning. 3 darts in hand for the tournament. And if Smith gets 55. It here, we have to remain under caution to see whether he can get it done. But he's got a huge gap here to get this first title in a
96.
while. Yeah, it was a similar story at the World Series finals just over a year ago.
55.
A couple of years ago, rather, against James Wade. But he has reached match point here. And he could do it in style.
Well,
100.
Look what's happened. He's going to have 3 darts at Tops. There's a proportion of his brain thinking about the Masters back in January, but this isn't the Masters. This is a Players' Championship number 19, and it's for the win. And he's got multiple shots for it. Call it in, Murph.
Well, after losing 10 finals on the trot, Michael Smith ends that trend and wins at the Winter Series. A superb performance to win his first title in more than 2 years for Jermaine Wattimena. The wait goes on. The good news is he'll be back again tomorrow, as will that man Michael Smith. Just look what it means to him. Having got out of the habit of winning tournaments, Michael Smith is back in the winner's circle here at the Winter Series. On day 1, he is the number 1. And we're going to catch a quick word with Michael Smith now, the winner of Players' Championship 19, talking to Dan.
You pick that up, Michael. You just stand.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm going to cry.
Just there. You can cry.
No,
if you cry, I get 10 points, 10 interview points. If you just take another step towards me there.
I've got a pair of bollocks, I'm not crying.
That's okay. Right, we're facing that, and everybody can already hear you. So yeah.
Apologise.
Look, emotional moment for this man. He has just won his first title in just over 2 years. Mark, it's weird this game, isn't it? You can play brilliantly and average close to 100 all day, and then it all gets a little bit scrappy, and like Jermaine bust a score twice in succession, it got very nervy, or it felt nervy towards the end.
1 sec. Yeah, all day I've been averaging 100 all day, and then Joe Cullen in the last, he had 109, 103, and I managed to get through that, and then next me I had 90 average, 98, and then 93, but mate, it's been nearly 3 years. I don't give monkeys. I finally got my name back in a Pro Tour, and I said to Ian White all week, I'm getting one of these 5, and I don't care what it takes. I'm getting one, and done it on the first day. I might stay in bed now for the next 4 days and just chill.
I don't believe that for a second.
No.
How hard has this been? Because look, you've been one of the best performing players in big events, in TV tournaments. You've been winning loads of money. You're number 4 in the world, and yet not winning titles. That's got to have been an annoyance for 2 years now.
The thing for me is, and you've just seen it now, well, you've seen it for 2.5 years or whatever it is, I don't give up. I believe in myself 100%. And anyone that's watching at home, that's what you can do if you keep believing and never give up and never throw in the towel. I could have retired, well, not retired, but I could have just given and just not bothered. But look what happens if you carry on and keep 100% belief in myself. Got the perfect family, the perfect friends, and finally got a title back.
John Part always says the importance of winning titles. It's great, you can go and average hundreds and win games and go deep and win money, but being the best player on the day, that does an enormous difference for your confidence, and that's an important thing going into, obviously, the rest of the Winter Series, but the Grand Slam, the Players' Championship Finals and the World Championship.
For me, I remember John saying it. I think Brendan won a tournament in Germany last year. I don't think he got past like second round for so long, and then John Parr said his best leg was his winning leg. That's all that matters, is your last leg, and proved it there. I didn't play my best, and I scrapped against Jose, and I scrapped against Conan Whitehead. Just wasn't on it, but before that I was, and like I said, just keep believing and keep fighting and keep doing what I can do, and finally now it's going to turn into like a little love story like Twilight, but finally I have my hand on another title. I know there's no trophy and no nothing, but it's the prestige that comes with it again, and maybe in 30 years' time you look back on this and I've retired and I won, and that's the main thing. I've got my title back. That's all I'm bothered about.
A few years back, because you were picking up a title or more than one every year from about sort of 2013, and then you had a year without one, and you went to Gibraltar, and that kind of kick-started you again, and you started to pick up titles more regularly. Do you think that could happen here? Once you start winning one, you can then pick up another and another. It's kind of like an avalanche effect.
I said it about me, my TV titles I've lost in, God knows how many finals.
9 finals in a row. That's just
No, but as soon as I get that first one, and that's it, and then I know I can do it, and that tops then, and I've got my sharpening in my case. It's not to sharpen my darts, it's just to reset myself and get myself out of the way. And I've been doing it every match, just have a quick scratch of your darts and refocus. It's the first dart. My finishing was spot on today, I was hitting everything, so I've missed a 72 to go 7-4 up, but it was like, no, well, don't bother, it's your darts next leg, and that's what kept believing. I think best thing for me was last weekend, well, not last weekend, 2 days ago for that World Cup. I've not been playing bad, but my timing's been off. And that World Cup, I had to dig deep, I had to fight, I had to give everything I've got, not just for me and not just for Rob, for all the dart fans from England and stuff. I was like, no, what, I can do it if I need to, and I showed it again today. When I need it, I pull it out the bag and finally got a win.
Finally got a win. More than 2 years. The wait is finally over for the bully boy Michael Smith. The world number 4 back in the winner's circle. It is only the start of the Winter Series. This is day 1. We have 4 more days to come, including the likes of Michael. Jermaine Wattimena still searching for a first one. Yeah, go on.
Can I just say one more thing? Eddie Dootson, I know you're at home watching. This is for you, mate. Just got out of hospital after 8-hour operation with cancer, and he's got the old clay, mate. That's for you, pal.
Hey, look. Everybody else echoes that. We've seen Eddie on the tour. He's a good man, but so is this man, and he's a winner as well. And that's the first time we've been able to say that for quite some time. Join us. Yeah, I knew I'd get 10 interview points if I make him cry, and that's what's happened. But we'll be back from 2 o'clock tomorrow for Players' Championship 20, day 2 of the PDC Winter Series. This man is in pole position to win the whole thing.